Okay.
Ryan is defending Kevin Spacey in this podcast. He is a big fan. He says he's not really that bad of a guy, didn't you, Ryan?
Oh my god. I hate you. I should have known you were going to say something like that.
That's the
Wow.
joke opening.
Great joke. I love it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic joke.
You know how much I love Kevin Spacey. He's great.
Okay. Now on to the real topics.
Bit nutty, but there are no nuts. Lady.
I thought the bitch was white!
First up, Netflix. Movies and shows. I don't think that's going to be like the intro for it, but you know what? Sure. Okay, what do you want to talk about with this?
Alright, I thought you wanted me to introduce the topics.
By introduce the topics, I mean, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, I already told you. The best and worst original movie on Netflix.
I already told you. You didn't tell the podcast that, did you?
Oh yeah.
Speak to the non-existent audience.
Okay. So today, on our first episode of the podcast, our first topic is the best and worst film, Netflix original film, that is on Netflix. And, Quinn, what is your best and worst?
So the best is probably a documentary that I watched. It's about child soldiers. I have to look it up real quick. Because
it must be great if you don't know the name.
Hold on.
How about we just not include the part where you look it up?
It's a documentary in Africa about mercenaries who use children, and they
use children.
Yeah, they use children to fight in their wars. While Netflix is taking forever to load, I'm just going to explain it. It's a really good one because it's kind of a mix of a story and documentary. It kind of mixes both story elements with documentary elements. So it.
Is it that movie Beast of No Nation?
Beast of No Nation. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I haven't seen that film. It looks very good, but
it is really, really good.
I have never watched it.
It's very, very good. I think to get you started into Netflix originals, the type that I like, which is more documentary oriented, which I'm not a big fan of Netflix original fictional movies. I really like their documentaries, and it's a great documentary to get started on that. I'm not advertising it. It's very low budget, and it's very obviously low budget in certain aspects. Because it mixes real footage with made up footage for the plot. I say plot, but you know what I mean. And it's very low budget in certain areas. It's very much a Netflix movie. Okay, and do you want to talk about your best while I look up
Yes. I would love to talk about my best. I kind of there's.
I would love to talk about it. Go on.
Wow, thanks. I don't really want to do this podcast anymore after that.
Just stop moving around so much.
Okay. It was kind of hard to pick one. It's between a few others. A little suggestion movie I think everyone should watch. It's Gerald's Game, which is based on a Stephen King book, which I have not read yet, but I do own it. That movie's fantastic.
Fuck Stephen King.
No, I love Stephen King. He's great. And, I mean, he's crazy, but he has made really good books, and out of all the movies, there's been a lot of really terrible ones, but Gerald's Game is extremely impressive with how good it is, and it's made by a very competent director, so it's not surprising.
Oh crap!
But
they have a movie with. Sorry to interrupt you, but they have a movie with Ron Weasley in it called Sick Note. What?
That's not a movie. That's a series with 2 seasons.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna watch it.
Stupid. That looks very stupid. It looks like Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Then why did you bring it up on the podcast?
Because it looked interesting. I was just scrolling through trying to find the worst movie, and I didn't prepare this well, but I just found Sick Note and I thought it was a movie.
Okay, well, the only reason I brought up Gerald's Game is because I couldn't remember the best movie that I picked for it. I didn't really write anything out, but I remember now. It's this film. I'm not sure if you've seen it. I'm pretty sure I told you to watch it, but it's called I Don't Feel. Wait, now I gotta remember the name. We're both like this.
So while you're talking about that, I'm gonna start on my worst movies, which objectively the worst movies is all the Adam Sandler ones, but subjectively it's all the anime adaptations of like movies. They're usually terrible.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler is just objectively bad. I don't think anyone could disagree with that. Especially his really, really, really crappy Netflix movies.
Alright. We're supposed to talk about Netflix originals, but I wanted us to go
Adam
from
Sandler's
best.
Netflix originals.
I mean,
aren't they?
Not all of them.
A lot of them are. So
like 5, 6 movies maybe. But my best film, which I couldn't think of the title, is I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, starring Elijah Wood and some chick who was really good in it. I really love this film. It's kind of like, it's definitely not a movie I could see seeing in theaters. It doesn't seem like straight to DVD movie, but it's like more of an indie type movie. I love the writing of it and how violent it is. It's just a really good movie overall. I don't really have much to say about it, but it's great.
God.
Everyone should watch it. Hey, I was already talking, so I don't know why I had to get mad about it.
I interrupt you because I'm more important. Speaking of movies that belong in theaters, Bird Box, which is a Netflix original.
Yeah, what about it?
It should be in theaters. This is what I just said.
Oh, Bird Box should be in theaters?
Yeah.
Why?
It would be a great movie to be in theaters.
Not
I don't know,
really.
It just makes sense.
I mean, I think that's like the perfect Netflix movie, like a movie you wouldn't really want to pay for, but like it's a rainy day.
That's a high endorsement.
Nothing to watch.
I wouldn't pay for this movie, but
I wouldn't pay for Bird Box. It was okay. It's a decent Netflix movie, I guess.
Okay, so
we definitely need to plan this out more.
Yeah, we should. But since do you have anything on the best and worst movies kind of idea? Anything more?
We still have to say our worst movie. I want it to be a specific movie.
Oh, you haven't got... I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be like this most of the podcast. I tend to only care about me because I'm the only person that matters, but... You know.
Okay, I just said my best movie, so it's your turn to say your least favorite film on Netflix.
I just did. I did while you were looking up your first favorite movie. I said all the Adam Sandler originals, all the anime adaptations.
But I wanted a specific worst movie, like the worst movie, so at least pick an Adam Sandler movie.
Okay. The worst movie for me isn't even Adam Sandler. The worst movie for me, particularly, not because it's objectively bad, or even because it's production. This is actually a really good movie on its own. But Death Note.
Death Note. You said it's a really good movie on its own?
Yeah, it's a pretty decent movie on its own if you're not a fan of the original, series.
I wouldn't say that. I would even say it's really a competent movie. I mean, there's some
a lot
aspects
of
of it.
Yeah, a lot of people would like that movie, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's objectively good on its own. I'm just saying a lot of people enjoy that movie on its own.
I don't know anyone who... I haven't heard any positive things. I've heard positive things about it, but overall, not really at all.
Well, it's just...
And you're saying it's the worst movie, so... And then
yeah, it is the worst movie, because me personally, who has, grown up with a Death Note, and basically, figured out my sexuality based on a Death Note, the anime... I
really?
fucking grew up with this shit. I grew up with it, and I love that show. And it's just the worst movie ever known to human man, in my
human man.
Can I just say, every time my hair goes up, because I'm, facing down towards the mic, it, the shadow looks like a spider, and I start freaking out. Anyways.
Alright. great pick for worst film. This is
I'm
not
not done
a hard
explaining
choice.
it. She's okay. Come on.
Oh, okay. Explain more.
God,
I thought you were done.
You know what?
Why do you talk about the spider thing? if you're
because
not
I
done
was
with your Death Note
just
talk?
focused on it. It just came up. Okay. The Death Note movie. The Death Note movie, to most like fans of the original anime, is a betrayal because the two main characters, or the two love interests, I say, is probably the worst thing about that movie. Probably like my most disappointing movie. I'm sorry, my most disappointing movie of whatever year that came out. Because
that came out in 2017.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. There weren't that many good movies in my opinion there.
That was a terrible year for movies, and that's why, like, I'm pretty sure I read an article somewhere that said it was box office results dropped. It was like the worst box office results since like 25 years ago or something, just because all the movies that came out were so garbage. It was awful.
Yeah, I
just
bet
a terrible year for movie.
Not only were the movies garbage, but there were so few movies. It felt so few of like big movies that came out in 2017.
What? You didn't like The Mummy? That was a fantastic film that totally needed to be made.
I'm excited for the dark universe where we'll have Frankenstein and the Mummy.
Yeah, thank God that's not happening anymore. Yeah. I mean,
anyways,
most of the movies that were good...
Oh my God, I want to talk about Death Note.
Okay, talk about Death Note all day long.
You know what?
Jesus.
Whatever, man.
Come on, what do you got to say about it?
I swear to God, Ryan.
I don't understand how you can... I'm already talking and then you get mad after you're like 2 seconds into what I'm already talking.
I'm gonna kill you. Anyways,
I'm gonna kill myself. Can you just talk about Death Note already?
I'm trying. Shut up.
Jeez, it's going to be a 4-hour podcast. First episode. 4 hours.
Anyways, on Death Note.
Jesus.
The main characters, the reason that like they pissed everyone off is the entire point of the original anime show was that the main love interest, in quotation marks, were supposed to hate each other. Or at least one was supposed to hate each other. At the first of part of their relationship, one really loved each other, and the other, like, yeah, whatever, I'll just use you and abuse you to my advantage. And that stayed like that throughout the rest of the show, until the very end, where the person who loved them, like, hated them because they used them so much. And that was the plot that the main character used and abused so many of his friends that they all just betrayed him in the end. It's a really good, like, character build, and the movie just goes, hey, fuck that, let's have them kiss on a Ferris wheel and be lovers forever, because that's a much better storyline.
I don't think that's what happened.
It's close enough. I don't care to think about that movie that much. It was such a good storyline.
You bring up some great points.
Yeah. I always make great points.
Alright, tell me... You gonna go on for another 20 minutes about Death Note?
I'm done.
You're done?
Shit, prick.
Alright, great. Now I can talk about my least favorite movie on Netflix. It's pretty easy to pick. This is the most dreadful movie I've ever had to sit through. And it's 2016's The Ridiculous Six, starring Adam Sandler and all his friends.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
That
was terrible.
Most Adam Sandler movies are around like that terrible, but this one's over 2 hours long, so it's...
God. I watched like half of that and just stopped.
There's maybe one good joke, I can't really remember. There's one thing I thought wasn't too bad, but most of the movie was horrible. And there's not much I can even really say about it. It's just not funny.
It's an Adam Sandler movie.
It's not funny.
He's lazy. He's inconsistent. He's just making a check. He's a disgrace to comedy in general.
And at the time, I don't think this is true anymore, but at the time it was the most expensive Netflix original movie.
Really?
Which is really embarrassing. Yeah, it was.
Oh, Jesus. That's
Yeah, it's weird they put so
horrible.
much money on a script they probably took 2 days to write. Just have like $80 million or whatever. He always has the worst budgets. Like, it's like he puts all the money to all his friends and him. He gets paid $50 million, and all his friends get paid like 5, 6, 4, whatever, and then spend like 1.5 million on everything else.
The
There
deal
you
with
go.
like Adam Sandler is like I never liked him originally. You know that I never really liked his comedy that much. But at least in like his past movies, like Happy Gilmore and all that, he tried. He had effort and he had like passion. And now we just whatever. It's been said like a million times that he has no passion anymore.
Yeah. But recently I've heard he had that new stand-up special that got really good reviews. So, and he was in a couple movies that weren't too bad, I guess, but I never watched them, so I don't know. I don't care to even give him a chance anymore.
Dead silence. Okay. So, do you have any more points about Netflix before I move on to my Netflix point?
No, that's it. That's
Okay. Now
that
for
wasn't very good though.
Now for Bandercoochie. Bandercoochie is a movie on Netflix that's like a choose your own adventure thing. And I probably have more to say about it in like a different podcast, but for now I just want to talk about what it means for Netflix and what it could mean for like Netflix and TV in general. Because right now, Netflix has been espoused as one of like the replacers of TV. It's going to replace TV. I don't think that's true, especially with this Bandersnatch stuff. It's not going to replace the TV. It's so different from TV and is becoming more and more different that I think it's going to become two separate entities.
Well, I wouldn't say that people are saying it's going to replace TV. It's definitely bringing it down a little bit, but I would say it's more replacing movie theaters because people don't really want to go out and go see a movie. It's more of this, let's just watch something on Netflix. I think it's more of that.
I don't think it'll ever replace like movie theaters because pirated movies already did that. Because, like, if you want to see a movie right away and you don't want to go out to theaters, just pirate it. We're not endorsing pirating, but you know.
Yeah, well,
that's what
I am. I think pirating is great.
No,
I really do.
Oh.
We can talk. Okay, we can have a debate on pirating because I don't think it's that bad.
I don't think it's that bad either, but I don't want to endorse it on my YouTube channel. Any opinion... Oh, hold on. Just disclaimer. Any opinion shared by Ryan Clark is hereby his opinion and the belongings to Rai the Video Guy Interactive. My YouTube channel does not represent or see these views in any way. Unless I say so.
I mean, people like to call it stealing, but it's not really stealing if it's...
It's
just a copy of it. Okay, there's a difference
disclaimer,
between... So it's like, I've heard people talk about this before, and I don't want to just plagiarize someone else's points that they made about it.
Oh, yeah.
But I know I heard this from someone, and I don't think anyone's going to listen to this podcast anyway, so... But if someone is, please comment in the comments if you know who made this point originally.
Please like and subscribe for more epic content.
It's not what I was even... Okay, but I heard this really great point where, like, you wouldn't steal a car, or you wouldn't steal a purse, but, like, if you can make a copy of that purse, so then that person has the purse, you have the purse, I don't think that's bad. I guess it's bad on, you know, the maker of the purse, so it's not, I guess you're just saying you're stealing from them, but I don't really care. Yeah, that
I personally think it depends entirely on who's making the thing that you're pirating.
Also, what, like, another point he talked about that I just remembered, it's kind of like when you buy clothes, you want to test it out first. So, if you think a movie doesn't look very good, you want to watch it first. And, like, I've pirated movies. La La Land, it wasn't at our movie theater, and I really wanted to go see it, so I just pirated it. And then I loved it so much, when it did come to our theater, I went and saw it, and then when it came out, I bought it. So, if Hollywood just made good movies, then they wouldn't have to worry about that. People still buy movies as long as it's good. So if you make a crap movie like the movie Expendables 3, that movie was leaked, I think, a month or something before it, and they blamed that, because that movie was pirated, they blamed the terrible box office reports on it being pirated, not that the movie was complete garbage, which it was.
I think
so. I feel like
a lot of... Okay, go on.
Oh, no, I don't even remember what I was about to say.
Okay, I feel like a lot of these, like, anti-pirate people... Okay.
Go on.
What was that? No, we're just gonna ignore that? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
well... Sure.
A lot of, like, anti-piraters are very hypocritical in a way that, like, oh, this affects the business. You don't think, like, Spotify or Netflix affects, like, sales of people's movies? People barely get any money from, like, those systems. Like,
yeah.
Spotify and Netflix are basically, like, a light version of pirating, because they're getting a little money, but not that much.
Yeah.
If you want to, like, really support them, I'd say buy the movie outright. Like, buy anything you can, especially from, like, indie makers, directly from those indie makers.
Yeah, that's just kind of why I like, even though I own a lot of movies digitally, and then there's some movies on Netflix I still buy on Blu-ray, just because I love owning movies that I like that. And I know it doesn't really make too much of a difference in quality if I watch it on a Blu-ray or if I just stream it on Netflix, but there's something about it makes it more special to me, because, like, I own it and it's mine, and you say, oh, I love this movie, you know? This is kind of how I think about it, and why I love owning movies.
I mean, yeah, it's just very gray. A lot of people look at it black and white, but it's very gray. A lot like my taint.
My taint!
I feel like this podcast isn't funny enough. I'm just trying to lighten up some clown humor. We're clown podcast. You know, clowns.
That was awful. I feel like this.
Shut up.
If we want to edit this down to the good stuff, it's going to be 6 minutes long. Actually, I kind of want to edit it because I feel like you're just.
I'm funny, please. I'm funny.
Can I please edit our podcast?
No.
Okay, fine. All right, are you gonna talk about? Oh yeah, we got in this weird topic. You're supposed to talk about Bandersnatch.
Oh yeah, I already talked about what I want from that. I was hoping you'd talk more about it. I don't think there is much. I thought of the idea and I went, just talk about it. And then as soon as they said it, I was like, there's not much to talk about on that.
Do you want to give, like, a quick review of the movie, at least? The movie itself?
The movie itself wasn't really about that, but sure. I think, personally, the message is really not that great. I like the movie. I like every technical aspect about it, but, like, the message of we give you choices, but you don't actually have a choice doesn't really work as well, because there's a lot of video games that do that, and there's a lot of stuff that does that, and that's a really good segment to do that, because video games have, like, a long history of making choices that honestly don't really matter. So when games do that, it makes sense, but movies don't have that. Movies don't have a long history of choices that you make that doesn't matter. It's just...
I mean, it's kind of like a reflection on your own, like, life. How it doesn't really matter.
It's like about life, man. It doesn't even matter.
I mean, that's kind of the point of the movie.
It isn't. I don't think it is, in my personal opinion.
I think it is.
I don't think it is. I think it's the reflection of media's kind of complexion of, like, media in general. Any kind of media gives us, like, a fake choice and kind of teaches us about, like, fake choice, how it doesn't really matter, and they're just doing it to, like, get you to make a choice and stuff like... I think it's more reflecting on that than it is on human society. We live in a society.
Funny. Well, my thoughts on the movie. Just, you said when I first when I told you about the movie that it sounded kind of gimmicky, and that's kind of what I thought when I looked at it.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's also a Black Mirror movie, which Black Mirror's great, and I love Black Mirror. And
I didn't think Black Mirror was great when I first watched it. It took you referencing like one episode to watch to get me to like it.
yeah,
Because I watched the very first episode and I was like, what is this? I don't understand, and just kind of gave up.
the first episode's great. I love Black Mirror. But yeah, the movie, I think it doesn't really stand on any other terms than what it is, but what it is great, and I think it was done very well, and you can tell there was a lot put into it, and especially for like a Netflix movie like that, probably didn't have the biggest budget. I thought it was great. I wouldn't really want to compare it to normal movies because I think it's on like a different, like if I wanted to give it a grade, like I put it on my 2018 ranked list, and then I took it off because I felt like it didn't really fit anywhere to be compared to those.
Yeah, like I said, all the technical aspects are great about it. It reminds me a lot of Whiplash and how I felt about Whiplash. A lot of the technical aspects of Whiplash are very, very good, and a lot of the plot is very, very good, and everything is very, very good, but the overall message is kind of, I guess. In my opinion, my personal opinion, I know a lot of people
Whiplash.
disagree with me.
Yeah, I love.
I know how much
disagree.
you love Whiplash.
I love it so much.
Anyways, moving on, because we spent like 30 minutes on this already. The
Yeah.
next topic. Oscars. Specifically, Black Panther. And how... you start it. You start every topic. Because you're so special, you know.
Alright.
Go ahead, Douglas. Tell them about the Black Panther. Go ahead, Douglas.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Go ahead, Douglas. Tell them about the...
Alright, I just wanted to talk about the Oscars and Black Panther getting so many nominations.
Yourself. Stop it. What? Have you seen my channel? You're embarrassing yourself.
Oh, yeah.
If you've seen my channel, I don't think there's any, like, shame left.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about the Oscars and just how terrible and embarrassing it is. Really, the only reason I would ever want to watch the Oscars is just to see celebrities do stupid stuff. And I wanted to talk about Black Panther getting, I think, 7 nominations.
You know what? Fuck the Oscar. Who's that one guy that did that? Where he just like, you know what? Fuck the Oscars. Wait, no, he didn't do that out of Oscars. He did that at like a game conference. He jumped on. He was the guy who made a bunch of movies that were talking at a game conference. And he just like, you know what? Fuck the Oscars.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Super drunk. Hold on. I'll probably put a video of it up in here.
Okay, great.
Fuck the Oscars, you know? Fuck the Oscars! Fuck you! I'll tell you!
You talk about whatever while I look for that video.
Yeah, great. I wanted to talk about Black Panther because a few years ago, if you like Oscars, and if you remember this, everyone was talking about how racist the Oscars is because there wasn't enough African Americans, nominated for anything, and it was just so white, which I kind of see. I see their points for that. And that year, Straight Outta Compton got like a few nominations. A lot of people thought they should have got more, but I thought that whole thing was kind of stupid. There was not really anything. They weren't really saying any specific things that should have been nominated. Like, oh, this movie should have been nominated, and it's crappy. They were just saying, oh, we need more than just white people just getting nominated for the Oscars. So, I guess if you really want Boo and Madea Halloween to be nominated for Best Picture, if you were saying that, if that's your argument, I guess that would be cool. It'd be a little different. But this year, we have Black Panther nominated for Best Picture and a lot of other stuff. I really think Black Panther probably the most overrated movie of all time, because it's like, I see the appeal of it. A lot of people say it's like the first to do what it did, but a lot of people kind of forget that Blade exists. Even Blade 2, which is better than the first one, is still pretty good. I just didn't feel like Black Panther had anything to offer. It wasn't very entertaining. It was the first Marvel movie I've seen in a while that I just kind of wanted to be over, other than Ant-Man and the Wasp, which came out after. And that was another movie that just didn't really need to exist. But also, with the Oscars, I wanted to talk about Bohemian Rhapsody. And the director with that, if you're not familiar with the director, his name is Bryan Singer. And he is a very known child rapist. He got fired near the end of making Bohemian Rhapsody. And Bohemian Rhapsody I think was a great film. I love Queen, and
Queen's great.
I just hate Bryan Singer and everything about him. I really hope he's not allowed to be at the Oscars, because that'd just be really embarrassing, especially like when it wins something. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure if he showed up at Golden Globes or anything. I hope not. I know Harvey Weinstein was a big supporter of the Oscars. He's like, Harvey Weinstein, he paid a lot of money to win Oscars. He was all about it. And so it's really embarrassing, especially if you want to go back and like watch old Oscars. That's pretty much it. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about they always put weird, like, they should have more subcategories, because they kind of put, especially like different categories like animated feature, they put movies like Incredibles 2 next to Isle of Dogs. And movies like that they're just so different, and they should be compared to, like, I think there's so much of a variety now that there should be more of a subcategories, or like more adult animated features maybe, but I don't know. Who really even cares at this point? Like, no one cares. That's all I have to say about the Oscars.
Okay. So I've been muted for a long time.
Oh, also, our favorite actress, Melissa McCarthy, is up for an Oscar this year.
Oh, no. Please, no.
For a movie called Can You Ever Forgive Me, which actually looks pretty good.
Can you ever forgive me for being a bad comedian?
Yes. I can forgive you, Melissa McCarthy, because this movie is not a comedy, so thank you for that.
Also, I put the video in the podcast chat, if you want to watch that.
Oh, great.
I'm going to
Okay.
put it up here in the edit.
Alright.
Awkward silence. Anyway, while he does that, I'm going to review the next topic and get stuff for that. Ooh, that was saved for another one. Never mind. Food segment. This is interesting. This is more of a breakup. This is a breakup in between those two topics that we're going to talk about. Did you watch the video?
Yeah, I did.
What do you think of it?
It's hilarious. But,
talk about some food while I look up the Instagram account. I just found it. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. I want to talk about my favorite snack of all time, which is this. It's the most underrated snack, and also one of the most hard to find. You can only find it at very specific Dollar Trees, and they're off-brand not onions. They're off-brand Funyuns, and they're called Om-Yums. And they're the most Om-Yums. Yes, they're the most delicious. I can buy 3 bags and eat them all in one night because they're so good. And I think more people should go to their local Dollar Tree and see if they can get some Om-Yums.
Okay.
And that's all I have to say about it.
That's all you have to say. Okay. So my food segment, which is a very short segment in my opinion, I found a guy on Instagram who's not all about food. Like, he has some other stuff, but he's mostly about food. His name is Zach Bolonga. I don't know how you pronounce that, but that's how I'm choosing to pronounce that. He is a very, 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 very Italian man who fixes food on Instagram. And just
Italian man.
go. I'll probably put his Instagram in the description. He's very cool, and I put the link to his Instagram
Cool.
in the chat.
Okay.
He does like little cooking things on Instagram. They're very funny and interesting in Italian. His Instagram is the most Italian thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh my god, stop yawning.
Oh, sorry, I was listening to you speak. Zach? Okay. I wonder why you like him.
Shut up. He's Italian.
And you're gay.
He looks like a reject from Greece, okay? Exactly.
Zach
That was a very
Blanc.
short segment. How many segments do we got left? Okay. Got a very big segment left.
Wait, okay, wait. I'm just looking at stuff and I'm trying to find what you're talking about.
Okay.
What?
What do you mean, wides? He's a very great chef. Chef? Oh my god, I can't speak.
The first thing I hear, the first video that I watched, he's talking about how blowjobs are only slightly better than these onions.
that's pretty much his channel.
Wow.
I love that so much. Oh,
He's
so
like, hot. This
hilarious.
pasta. Man, I don't see any quality in this Instagram account.
I hate you. It's hilarious. How can you not find this hilarious? The only thing better than blowjobs is these onions. I love that.
Maybe it's like embarrassing. Like, haha, look, he's so stupid.
What? No. What are you talking about? That's my comedy, not his. Long blank segment later.
Oh, sorry. What's the next topic?
Let's do some other topics that we don't have on the list, because we only got like 2 more topics.
Okay, let's talk about the new trailer, which I don't know if you've seen yet. It's very short. For a new Harley Quinn movie. Have you seen this?
Please. No, but it
it's
sounds
called-
horrible.
It's called
Why does
Birds
Harley-
of Prey. Birds of Prey, yeah. Look that up. Birds of Prey.
Okay.
Try to watch the trailer. It doesn't show anything. I'm gonna look up what it's about.
It sounds very stupid. We're already. Oh God, no! Look at that stupid Harley Quinn face. Why does everyone try to copy Suicide Squad when they do Harley Quinn? Harley Quinn. Why can't just do a good Harley Quinn?
It's the same Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad.
Is it? Oh, it's even
Yes.
worse. Oh,
It's
God.
Margot Robbie, and she's a good actress. And I don't think she did a bad job in Suicide Squad.
I think she did a bad job. I think she did an awful job in Suicide Squad. She was my least favorite character in there.
Really?
Yeah, by far.
I think Jared Leto's Joker is about 10 times worse than her.
No. I didn't even hate Jared Leto's Joker as much as everyone else did. And he wasn't great, but I just didn't hate him that much.
Alright, there's not much on this trailer, so... Oh, okay, it's, So, this is supposed to be the movie, about the toxic relationship with Harley Quinn and the Joker. So, it's like their movie.
They didn't do that great of that job in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, they
Portraying that
kinda...
relationship.
Yeah, so this is just going to be like a more in-depth version of that.
Every Van's wearing monster hat wearing fucking straight boys like, I want to be Jared Leto Joker, and just fucking write damaged on their foreheads. Oh, I seen that
Yeah.
so much through, like when that movie came out. I seen that so much through like people in my like high school that I went to. It was just so many people who were just like, yeah, Suicide Squad. We're reenact that.
What do you mean? Did the kids show up to school with damage on their head?
Yes. Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
You can't tell me even 2 people did that. There's no way even 2 people did that. You're lying.
Multiple people did that.
No.
I'm not lying. I am not lying in any
Was
way.
was it a senior prank or something?
No, it wasn't.
You're lying.
That's my school. My school was full of those types of people.
That sounds... Why are you even alive? After seeing that. Jesus.
They were just so intimidating.
I know.
God. Reminds me... Wait, there's so many of these, like, Suicide Squad stands that are just oh my god. If you yawn one more time...
What's you gonna do?
I'm gonna break out the Mr. Dink voice.
Oh god, so cringy.
Mr. Dink. More like Mr. Dick.
Okay. Let's talk about the live action Mr. Magoo film.
What?
I'm kidding.
I'm sorry.
Do you know what Mr. Magoo is?
No.
You know Leslie Nielsen, right?
Is Mr. Magoo the guy with the glasses who's always like blind?
Yes.
Okay, I know what Mr. Magoo is. Yeah.
Yeah, he it was mostly a joke of me saying that, but I didn't think I was going to have to explain what Mr. Goo is. Mr. Magoo is.
Mr. Goo.
Mr. Goo.
That's like the porno version.
Ooh. Not. Oh, it just made me...
Okay, the image of what I thought in the head...
I just got happy thinking, that
Mr. porno version of Mr. Magoo.
No. I got happy thinking about Mr. Magoo being alive in Bird Box. And he's like, oh. Mr. Magoo is in Bird Box and he's just like murdering. I don't even know where I was going with that, but I wish Mr. Magoo was in Bird Box. Maybe I would have liked the movie more.
I just like to imagine Mr. Magoo putting it in the wrong hole. And like, whatever. Mr. Goo, he just puts it in the wrong hole. Whoop, I put it where your hole. I don't even know what his voice is. I just made up a voice for him. It's been so long since I've seen anything about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next topic, please.
Oh my god. You're introducing the topics. Okay, fine. I'll say that.
I don't have a list of it.
Okay. Because you never write anything down.
Okay.
Next
Our
topic.
next. Oh, wait.
No.
Wait.
You forfeited your right. No.
No.
Next
Wait, I just wanted.
Stop.
I wanted
No.
to say something.
No, you don't get to.
Why
Next
not?
topic. Next topic. Dark Knight. This is a long parenthesis. Lasting appeal, and is HL's, Heath Ledger's, Joker the best actor or character actor in every movie ever? I messed up that so hard.
Yeah, you want to redo that one, bud?
No. We're going with it.
Cool.
Fuck it, let's do it live. Remember that was a meme?
Oh, yes. Inside Edition.
That wasn't... No.
That was it was Inside Edition, right?
No, it wasn't. It was Fox News.
Yes, it was.
It was Fox News, because
It
was,
wasn't.
what's his face from Fox News?
It wasn't.
It was.
Alright, let me get the fact checker.
The fact checker. The fact checker corrector. Out here.
Oh wait, I can search that on this laptop. Alright.
Hey, boys and girls, Mr. Dink here. I'm here to talk to you about teenage pregnancy. It's filling up the space.
It's Inside Edition.
It's Bill O'Reilly. It's Bill O'Reilly in Inside Edition. Okay, so it was Bill O'Reilly from Fox News in Inside Edition.
Okay, from Fox News on Inside Edition. But he wasn't doing Fox News. It wasn't on Fox. It wasn't Fox News. He just happens to be on Fox News and also on Inside Edition, but at different times. Therefore,
Why
I'm
are we
right, and
talking
you're wrong.
about a 5-year-old meme?
Because you brought it up, and then you said a wrong thing about it, so I had to say it was Inside Edition.
That's it. Tired of your sass.
Next topic. Oh wait, you still have to talk about the dark.
I need to find something. Hold on. Never mind. I was gonna do a joke. Okay. Wait. No, I found it.
Wow, you were gonna do a joke and it didn't work. Surprising.
Shut up. Shut your face. How dare you speak to me like that, mister? I'll find this image here pretty soon, and you'll be regretting it. It's very funny. Here we go. There we go. No one else can see this, because I'm not putting this up. But if you go into the chat...
All I saw that it was named nipple penetration. That's all I need to know.
I don't even have to.
I don't
no
have
one
to
else
open
can see this. It's just that you can see it.
All right. Oh God. Are those Tootsie Rolls?
I was about to say they were like chocolate sticks. Oh my God. They're about cinnamon sticks. No, they're cinnamon sticks.
Cinnamon sticks?
Yeah, they're rolled up. If you look at it, they're kind of rolled up a little. Like cinnamon sticks. Ooh, I know. They're like Pocky, actually. Pocky.
That's not Pocky. Pocky is very thin. These are
It's very
fat.
big Pocky. These are
No.
Thick Pocky.
You're so dumb.
Remember when all, like, the K-pop fans brought in Pocky every single day to school? Or was that just my school? Okay, that was just my school.
Just your school.
There's so many, like, I don't want to call them weebs, because weebs is Japan. They're, like, K-pop fans, BTS and all that. And they brought in, like, Pocky every single day to school. Anyways, that was a fun story. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for letting us do that podcast. That was a great story.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about.
I don't either.
Oh yeah, we're talking about Heath Ledger and why he's the best actor ever.
Wait, I did intro that already. Never mind.
Well, you introed it, but you messed it up so badly.
Yeah, but we're gonna do it anyways.
Okay.
It's silent.
This might be the worst podcast in history.
It's not the worst podcast, believe it. It's definitely not the worst podcast.
All right, I'll believe you.
I hate you. Anyways, The Dark Knight. I wanted to talk about The Dark Knight, firstly, because of its last name,
It's lasting a bill? What bill is it lasting?
Bill O'Reilly. Ha, come full circle.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Just gonna put cricket sound effects over that.
Can you do that on, like, every joke you've made so far?
Shut up. You laughed at some of them.
Yeah, laughed at. Laughed at some of them.
Shut up. You love my Mr. Dink voice. Mr. Dink?
Hate it. It's a terrible voice.
Mr. Dink. has come to play Douglas.
I'm sure the one other person who will listen to this also thinks it's hilarious.
That one other person being me. Just on a different account.
Okay, can you go...
Yes, okay.
Repeat your sentence from 10 minutes ago?
Shut up. Anyways, lasting appeal of The Dark Knight. I think, personally, The Dark Knight will continue to be, like, a great movie. Like Citizen Kane or, like, anything from Hitchcock or anything like that. I feel like it'll be like that because it's already starting to be. It's been 11 years since that was released, and there's still, like, videos on YouTube today talking like it was just released yesterday.
Yeah.
And there's, like, still, like, never-ending appeal to that film and what it actually means.
Yeah. I agree. It's great. It's,
You're not supposed to agree with everything I say. That won't make an interesting podcast, Ryan.
Oh, actually, I thought The Dark Knight was the worst film of all time, and we should be talking about how Jared Leto's performance as the Joker was indeed the best.
Yes, Jared Leto is the best Joker behind the guy off the 60s Batman show.
I have to agree. Oh wait, I can't. Actually, Heath Ledger is the best Joker of all time by far.
By absolute far. Speaking of the Heath Ledger Joker, would you agree that the Heath Ledger Joker is the best character acting in any movie ever of all time?
Yeah. I've always thought that, and I think I always will. The only people I can think, only actors that have... I think Jake Gyllenhaal is amazing. He's, like, probably my favorite actor of all time. But none of his characters are amazing as Joker, obviously. But some of his performances, there like a couple of them are also like my top 10 favorite performances. But yeah, that I'd probably say his is the best.
Yeah,
Much,
I was watching a Film Joy YouTube channel. I was watching that, and I was watching an episode in, like, The Dark Knight. It's from a few years ago, but it was a really good episode that pointed out, like, who the Joker is, and it's not like a Watch Mojo episode where it's like, Joker is secretly a cowboy from Wild Wild West, and that he really meant to be the good guy who saves everyone.
Okay,
like, it's not like that.
I don't know any Watch Mojo video that's like that, but okay.
Shut up. I'm making the jokey joke. You're not.
But,
you're making it hard on
me. The
jokey joke.
Well, sorry, jokes are supposed to make sense. If they don't, then it's not going to be effective.
You know, you're really being hostile. This is hostile in my workplace. I think I will talk to HR about this. I don't like the hostility coming from the corner that you're in. Yeah, that's just not a good rep for my working conditions.
Are you done with the bit you're gonna cut out?
You know, I better call like HIPAA or something. Anyways, next topic. Oh god, this is horrible. I hate this.
I know, right? Don't worry. Our second episode, it's going to be more planned out, and also KS City's going to be on it.
Oh, yeah. That will definitely help with it.
Yes.
We need someone who can make jokes and not someone who can just talk about things factually.
I make jokes. I do.
Yeah.
I've made multiple.
Anyways,
I can go back and listen to this and count all the jokes I've made. And it's probably like 4. But at least my jokes are jokes. Yours are just babbling on about something. Or just doing that Douglas voice.
My Douglas voice is funny. It's not Douglas voice. It's a Mr. Dink voice. It's funny. It's funny, Douglas. It's funny.
It's funnier each time you do it.
It's funnier. It gets funnier. It's a rule of threes. I did it 3 times. It's a rule of threes. That means it has to be funny, right?
I've never heard of the rule of threes.
Shut up. Whatever it's called. 3 times joke is funnier.
I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's the opposite.
No, it's literally a thing.
So you're saying, if a joke isn't funny the first or second time, it's most effective the third time.
No. It is most effective the third time, but if a joke isn't funny the first or second time, it won't work on the third time. If a joke has...
So your joke, you said...
The first joke will get a giggle. The second joke will get a chuckle. The third joke will get the laugh. Sounds like an ancient wisdom.
I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, it is. That's literally a thing. Rule of threes. Like Archer, the show Archer, like, revolves around the rule of threes.
Well, I don't watch
I need to watch Archer. It's such a good show, and you never watched it. I don't even know if it's on Netflix anymore.
It's on Hulu.
It is? Oh, crap.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it is.
Who cares about Hulu, huh? More like, you lose.
I like it.
We don't really have a next topic for you discuss, but now it's time for my corner. It's time
I don't want to discuss anything.
It's time for the clown corner. The clown corner. It's time for that. And I have a video to go over. I hope I don't get taken down for showing this video, which is a really great video that I want to talk about, and you can watch with me right now. It's the clown video I put up. You can just watch that. Oh, shut up. You know.
Are we gonna watch it at the same time and give commentary on it, or what?
Yeah. Watch it at the same time. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Why are you offended when people say politicians are clowning around or they're just a bunch of clowns?
Well, I think the thing is, the art of comedy is one of the hardest arts to get right, and it's all about clinical timing, about perfection. If clowns would have been organising breakfast smashed this out of the park 2 years ago. We'd have had a custard pie fight, we'd have had a water pistol fight.
He goes to say Brexit, he just says breakfast. I love this guy.
It's actually more organised than people think in that case. But the trouble is, I mean, Tom, do you think that clowns, in a sense, have had a bit of a sense of humour failure over this?
Well, this is what I don't quite get, is that if clowns therefore want the metaphors used to be attached to them to recognise their precision and the military planning of what they do, then at the end point, do you want people to be like, oh, remember London 2012? What an absolute clown show that was, or the Red Arrows, or what a bunch of clowns they are. They're so dedicated, they're so precise. It doesn't really seem to honour the skill in your craft.
I mean, we all know there's skill, don't we, Bibbledy Bob? But you
They're
are
being
here
so
in a
mean
red
to him.
And
able to take it seriously.
Poor clown, man.
And clowns are known for fooling about, for slipping over, for tumbling about.
For things going
We
wrong.
are, indeed, we are.
Tumbling about.
That it takes a lot of planning to make sure they go wrong in the right way.
I think the story came from a musical clown called David Conyotte, who is a professional clown and a performer. And what he was saying, basically, and I totally agree, is that it actually takes years of practice and rehearsals to get a skit right, which is what we call it in the industry, to rehearse a skit or a performance.
Yeah, it takes so long to get a skit right, huh, Ryan?
Is really hard, and
Yeah.
some people study it.
You can tell by my YouTube channel how much time I spend in my skits.
But people study at clown school for years.
They're totally
and
my
it's
most
an art
popular
form
videos.
that's a lot more respected across the world.
Does it do you any harm?
All one of them.
I'm taking it all tongue
There's
in
2
cheek.
skits.
I think,
There's 2 skits.
in all fairness, the politicians have got about as much clue as us
How would you sort out Brexit then?
What would be the clown's answer to...
The clowns
I love how
we would have a
ridiculous
good
Brexit
custard
gets in the
pie
UK.
fight,
Like, it's
and
a
then
big
all
event that
shake
has a
hands
lot of people
and
like
sit
dealing
down.
with shit,
Could
and
be a
they just
solution.
get like
I mean, yeah, you never know. We've
the
tried lots of
best
things.
people,
Is this
just
maybe
a
the
clown,
Don't
Lord
underestimate the
Buckethead.
precision involved in the
It's
way
just
the
the best.
politicians have got
The
it wrong.
political
It has
system
been a
is the best over
multi-layered,
in the UK.
complex, interlocking,
Bucka.
four-dimensional farce. At every pressure point, they've done precisely the wrong thing. I mean, I think the clown industry should look at them for inspiration,
I think
really.
you're being a bit harsh on the politicians because I think the vote was
Harsh.
52% Leave, 48% Remain. That was
Are you
across
just
the
going to
whole
make fun of their
country.
accents?
So the whole
Yes.
country can't
Yes, I
decide,
am.
let alone the politicians.
Because a clown doing a British accent
All I'm
is funny.
saying about the politicians is we openly admit we're idiots, so we're going to make a mess of things. They pontificate that they're going to get absolutely perfectly right, and it turns out that they haven't got a clue either. At least
For a
we're
second,
honest.
then I thought you were defending the politicians. I
I'm not
imagine every
defending-
politician's ears perked up, but no.
I'm not
That's
defending.
because
I'm not defending them. I'm just saying that the same percentage in the country wanted to leave and stay, roughly. So therefore, they're no better than us or worse than us. The difference between us and politicians is clowns will openly admit that we haven't got a clue what's going on. We only know it's going to end in custard pies and water fights.
Do you think,
That's all we know.
Maybe politicians should be a bit more honest about it, do you think, and admit, actually, you know, we don't really know what's going on here?
Well, you'll never get a politician being honest about anything. But at the end of what a mad year it's been, and here we are, and I genuinely appear to be having an argument about the implementation of Brexit owing to the split in the vote with Bibbidi-Bob.
I know.
What a way to end the year. What a way to end the year.
There we
Oh,
go.
my
Maybe any
goodness.
failed politicians can always have a job in the circus anyway, if it comes to it, couldn't they? With their dancing moves
We'll
and things
welcome
like
them
that.
with opening arms.
There we go.
I'm actually worried they're trying to steal my job.
Maybe that's it.
I am getting worried about
Ah,
it.
funny. That was about as funny as me, that last joke.
I can agree with that one.
So, any opinions on this video?
Why do we have to watch it on the podcast? Oh,
This
yeah,
is clown
it's sorrow.
section. It's clown
sorrow.
section.
We should always have a clown section because it's Sorrow's clown.
Yeah. It's a clown section. That's the niche. That's the niche. That's the niche of a podcast.
Can you please not cut out any of that?
Yes, I will not cut out a single second on that.
Great.
I won't tend to cut out most of the dialogue, just like the empty bits and like the mistakes, the major mistakes, like you blowing into the mic 20,000 times. Okay, so that concludes most of our podcast. We've been going for over an hour. Unless you want to talk about any last points.
No,
Ooh,
not
I know why I
really.
I want to know what I talk about. You didn't want to talk about ads, but I got to talk about an ad. An ad that I seen going around, and it's for like one game. I forget what the game's name is, but it's this ad that's been going around on YouTube that uses like sketch cyanide and happiness art. It uses cyanide and happiness art, and it just rips out arts from their animations and just uses it for like their crappy game. And it's like the level 100 boss thing, but it's just like using cyanide and happiness art for some reason.
What? Is it a video game or like a card game?
Yeah,
I know
it's a mobile game. It's a mobile video game.
Okay, I know they have a card game. Are you sure they didn't like...
No, it's not made by
it?
Cyanide and Happiness. No. It's completely made by a different person.
What's it called?
I'm looking that up now. I didn't have much time to prepare this. It's hard to find because no one's like really talking about this, but I'll probably like find it next podcast or something because I didn't have any time to like prepare this point. But it's a really annoying ad. I'm sure like people who watch YouTube and have ads on will know what I'm talking about because it's like every other ad ever, just crappy happiness and cyanide used for no reason.
I've never seen that. And I
so-
watch YouTube a lot.
It's just really annoying. I don't know if it's just me who's getting, like, this really crappy ads for, like, mobile games and stuff, but, like, it's so bad. I really want to talk about this, but there isn't much to talk about if I can't, like, think about what it is. So, next podcast, I'm probably going to come back and talk about it more.
Or you can just cut that whole part out.
No.
And we can just talk about it on the next podcast. Okay, great.
I'm not cutting most of it out.
I don't know.
Anyway.
There's a bunch of stuff I said I don't like.
Anyway.
Maybe this should just be the practice. This is just a
God.
practice round. This is just a practice podcast. We're not going to upload this.
Yes, we are. I think it's good enough to upload. I'm probably going to cut about us debating to upload it out, but anyways, I'm going to do this final voice, to make Ryan mad. Bye, boys and girls. My name is Mr. Dink, and this has been Ryan, and Ryan supports pedophiles.